Good morning, students. As we are in the process of learning some of the basic skills of a language, especially English language. In the previous class, we have discussed about what actually the speaking skill is and how important understanding the ability of speaking skill as per the role of language teachers are considered. So by keeping that point of view, today let me touch upon some of the other areas of the same skill, which is known as speaking ability, which is considered as one of the important or a productive skill as per its nature and the characteristics are considered. So in the today's class, I am going to just touch upon sub skills of speaking ability, which is again one of the important sub dimensions that you need to study because it is there for your syllabus. So how speaking skill is made up of, or it can be carried out in the day-to-day classes based on sub skills of the same ability, and how far as per the role of a teacher of language is considered, what are the areas that the teacher should have to focus on so that those will help the teacher himself or herself to carry out the best impression in the classroom as per the ability of speaking is considered. So later, if possible, what I thought is I would like to discuss about what is pronunciation, what is articulation, what is stress, what is rhythm, and what is intonation. So this will be the topic for the today's presentation. So let us not wait and just directly based on the previous discussion, just I would like to bring into a kind notice that in the previous class, we have discussed what actually a speaking ability is. So once again, I would like to add a mini statement which will definitely help you to understand what actually this particular skill is about. As I was said, that ability of speaking is very essential for the purpose of communication. If you wish to have a communication with anybody, especially oral communication, we do require the ability of speaking. So from that point of view, from that connection, from that background of the feature, we can say speaking is to be considered as an act of making vocal sounds. So the production of vocal sounds is definitely helpful as far the ability of speaking is considered, without which it is difficult for anybody to convey the information as well as to carry out the best impression over the one with whom he or she wish to communication. As for the next level of speaking ability is considered. So what are the other areas that we should have to think of? As we used to say that it is used for the expression of thoughts. We can say that speaking means we are using this particular ability for the purpose of conversation. So conversation is the soul of each and every one of us for expressing our ideas, thoughts, feelings, or even it may be in the form of emotion. So for those all purposes, we do use the ability of speaking a language. So don't think that we are concentrating only for the aspects of English language. This is the basic skill which is required for any language. ಕನ್ನಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹಿಂದಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮರಾಠಿ, ತೆಲುಗು, ತಮಿಳು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಮಾತುಗಾರಿಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ important pillar through which only we can develop the ability of communication. So for the purpose of communication, we essentially required the ability of speaking. By keeping that point of view, some of the linguists says that there are other sub skills which will support ability of speaking as to meet its needs and desires, so without which it is difficult for anybody to develop the ability of speaking in a very sequential or in a very effective form. So from that point of view, we need to study what are the sub skills of speaking. What are the sub skills? Skills of a language are categorized into four in number. One is listening ability, second one is speaking ability, third one is reading ability, and the fourth one is writing ability. So as we are learning, as we are trying to understand the concept of speaking ability, so in that speaking ability we have different, or we have sub skills in the same. So what are those sub skills which will directly or indirectly helpful the speaker to enhance, as to inculcate, as to improve the ability of speaking, without which it is difficult for anybody to have mastery or command or fluency over the language of over the speaking ability of the language that we are actually targeted of, or we are actually thinking of. So the first and very important sub skill of speaking, see the sub skills of different skills are different. Say for example, in listening we have different sub skills. We have even we have sub skills in reading ability. Even we have some of the sub skills even in writing ability. Likewise, we have some sub skills in ability of speaking. The first and very important sub skill of speaking ability is responding to visual cues. It is nothing but showing the word as along with the support of pictures. See, which is usually taught for us in lower KG, or even it may be in the upper KG classes, or you can say the initial stage of learning when the language is introduced. So responding to some of the clues, either it may be in the form of a word, or it may be in the form of a picture that we are actually talking about. So what is the aim of responding to the clue? We have some aims for these all skills, and according to as per the need and the aims of these sub skills are considered, we need to have some of the activities, or we need to conduct some of the activities which are definitely helpful for anybody to fulfill with, or which can be accompanied as per the target is considered, as per the aim or the objective is considered. So what is the aim of responding to the clue? If it is to be analyzed, or if it is if we wish to come to know about what is the aim of responding to the clues, either it may be in the form of a picture or it may be in the form of a word. So the main aim of responding to a clue is nothing but to make students aware of the connections between visual and oral representation of the language. See how we were taught at the initial stage. We were taught some of the alphabets of a language. Say for example, if you are teaching English language for the beginners, you were taught as A, P to Z. So 26 alphabets were taught. Next you taught about the pronunciation. Next you taught about how the word is to be used. Next, based on the same alphabet, how the word is formed, like A, P, P, L, E, apple, B, A, L, L, ball, C, A, T, cat. Like that you started teaching. So when you are introducing that form, when you are responding to a clue, or when the learner are responding to a clue, what you made is, yes, just you try to focus on visual as well as the oral representation of the language. Like what all you can see. You will show the picture of an apple, a direct object also, or it may be in the help of picture. You may show the picture of an apple. Next you will say, this is an apple. Okay. It will start with A, P, P, L, E. Before that, what you taught is, what are the alphabets of English? A, B, C, D to Z. You were taught like that. Then you started using the same picture. Next, you have shown a particular word. So like that, the students should have to make aware, or they can connect the word as well as visualization. That should be the main aim of the particular sub skill. Next is to encourage more spontaneous use of language that the students knew. So when the students are familiar with alphabets, when the students are familiar with apple, ball, cat, dog, elephant, next they were encouraged to use the same words in the spontaneous form of the language as per their communication is considered, or as per the ability of speaking is considered. What type of method the teacher use then? How do you introduce, how do you use this particular sub skill in the classroom? So we may ask the students in the classroom as to look at the picture or look at the situation pictures that I'm going to show, and based on that I would like to ask some questions. Based on those questions they may give the answers. So responding to the clue, like what is happening in the picture. You can show a picture and you can ask what is happening. They may say, they may try to say, they may be given the right answer, they may not, but they will definitely try to give the response. So this is the way how you need to start the ability of speaking ability. For the development of this speaking ability, you need to start, or you should have to initiate. What might happen in the picture? Who are they? What are the names? Whether they know or don't know, just you put some questions so that they start thinking about the picture. Visualization, formation of the word will definitely take place. Instead of only teaching, you should have to make the classroom very interactive, so that they will try to enhance their knowledge. They try to enhance what they knew. They will even try to converse with you people whenever the necessity arises. So what is your opinion about the picture? Like that you can ask. So you have your own freedom to use as far the presentation is considered. Next is what are the other activities which can be done on the so the other thing that we must notice is brainstorm method for the development of appropriate vocabulary or grammar that can also be supported for the development of what I can say responding to the visual clues. Okay, brainstorming methodology can be given hints. Some of the clues should have to be given to the learners so that they can use the same word as per the formation of some of the grammar elements, or it may be for the usage of the vocabulary can be considered. Next is the next activity which can be done by the teacher as per the development of the first skill is look at a series of pictures and to tell a story by eliciting. You can give some of the pictures which are interconnected, and you should have to ask them. You must narrate a story based on the pictures that you are witnessing now. Okay, so by this also, what they will do is they will definitely come up with a particular story. Either it may be related or not. Your intention is not to assess whether the story is right or not, but your intention should be you should have to give complete freedom for them to express what their emotions are. That is what you are supposed to do in the classroom. Okay, don't expect the right type of answer as per the development of speaking abilities are considered, but expect the confidence level. Try to give an opportunity for the learners so that they can narrate the story. They may commit the mistakes. Okay, who is perfect in the world? The thing what you need to notice is you should have to provide such a platform for the learners so that they feel free to express their emotions irrespective of gender, irrespective of their intelligence. So when such will definitely happen, definitely you can see a very good sign for the improvement of language is considered. Once they thought that yes, whatever I speak it is right, whatever I speak that is appreciated by my teacher, whether it may be in a grammatical sense or other aspect, but the teacher is boosting me, so let me use this opportunity. Like that they used to think and they used to move on. So from that point of view, this is somewhat very good and very essential. Giving key vocabulary sequencing skills. So as per the development of vocabulary, even vocabulary development is very essential for the speaking ability. If you don't know the word and their usages in the different context, you cannot make your presentation as far as speaking ability is considered in an effective form. So what you require is you must have appropriate knowledge about the essential words. That is what having fluency or having command over the essential vocabulary items. Then and there only you can use. If I know what I need to speak in Kannada, but if I don't know how to present it in English, because of lack of vocabulary, I cannot present myself in a very effective form. So what basically I need is the formation of different words. I must be familiar with vocabulary items which can be used for the purpose of presentation, especially for speaking ability. So that I need to focus. Next is I must be familiar, means the students must be familiar with joining words, how the words are joined. Say for example, conjunctions. Okay, how and, but where do I need to use and? Where do I need to use so? Where do I need to use because, although, even though, but? So these are some of the linking words or joining words which will join between two thoughts. Rama and Shama went to market. So if that and disappears, the meaning of the statement definitely collapses. So from that point of view, joining words, their usages, where do you use those words, how we need to use these words, definitely that matters. Look at this silent piece of video, give a commentary while watching or after watching. These are some of the activities which can be given as per responding to a clue. Okay, you should have to show some of the piece of video to the students where they will only give the commentary. So commentary is one of the best ability or a skill or a sub skill which is required for the development of speaking ability. Next is you can ask the students to see a flashcard which is made up of you people in a very attractive form with a word on it which say it aloud, that we used to do in our practice lessons to the students. So put it into a sentence. Okay, use the a sentence by making use of the same word, change the tense form. Okay, either it may be of any element. Okay, what is the opposite word of this, what is the synonym of this particular word. So like that you can give the comprehensive information about the same word. Okay, the simple word like and means what, where do we need to use the word and, what is the opposite of this particular word, how these words are originated, in what all context we can use, how can I construct a sentence, how can I change a tense by using this particular word. Like that comprehensive analytical information should have to be given, where the students will give the complete information about the word which we are actually talking about. Next is the second important sub skill of speaking is playing a role play or dramatization, what we can call in a simple form. So in this particular act or in this particular sub skill, students used to play a given role with a given opinions to talk about. So the script is already there. According to that, the students need to play the different role. So what is the aim of this particular skill, if you ask? To encourage students to use the language they know. We are familiar with mother tongue. We started understanding that language by listening, by reproducing the same in our day-to-day conversation. In the same way, when a language like English is to be taught for the students in the later classes of the students, and when it is not the mother tongue or the native language, so there we should have to create such an atmosphere where every learner should feel that as if they are using their mother tongue. So for that atmosphere or environment, what we need to do is we should have to develop a second sub skill for the development of ability of speaking is playing the role or role playing methodology. So which will encourage the students to use the language what they know, to encourage students to speak. As dialogue delivery is considered, definitely they will learn and they will come to know how the. I got disconnected because of a call. So let me continue. I think am I visible and audible? I want a clarification from your side. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
this one,
Ah, yes. Any clarification?
sir, Muttan Gowda and Amruta got disconnected, it seems, sir.
Ah,
They were telling that they're trying, but it's not coming. So I said, once you try again.
okay. Okay. Once again, you can message them.
How?
I think there will be no issue in joining, probably due to because the climatic condition is not that good, so some technical issues are going on. Yes, let them join, no issues. Or else I will share the video. No problem. Yes, as I was talking about the role play, to make the students aware that they can use language to say what they want. So the methodology, appropriate techniques that the teacher should have to follow for the development of role play, as far as the development of sub skill of speaking in language is considered. Student A imagines that he or she is a farmer or a secretary or a driver in a particular field. So the particular task is given for the learner. Okay. So in that connection, in role play, you can see different characters, right? So the characters should have to be given to the learner. When the characters were given, they were asked to think of the same character so that they can give the proper justice to the character or the role that they are going to play. So they need to imagine that if it is about farmers, they will think that they are the farmers. If it is about an organization, they may think about the secretary, boss, or any other people. Or if they are talking about the transportation system, they may think of a driver and other people. So they used to imagine and they should have to start using the same technique for the development of some skill of role play. Other students ask him or her about his or her daily routine to guess what is the job. If there are 10 members in a class, if there are 10 members in a group, what will happen? They may ask some of the other perspectives so that even they can think over the other elements. Yes, if a particular person is given the character as a driver or a farmer, so with whom all the farmer is to be in contact as far his condition is considered. Okay, so what is the condition of the farmer, what topic is given as far role play is considered. So other students were asked him or her about their own characters. What is who is farmer, what are the duties of the farmer, okay, what type of dialogues are usually delivered by the farmer in this particular condition of the situation is considered. So those things are usually discussed. A group of friends who have to decide where they are going together at the weekend, if it is about a group and other aspects are considered. Each student has a card with things they don't like doing. They have to use this information and come to an agreement at last. So these are some of the methods I'm just reading, which can be done, which can be carried out as far the presentation is considered, as per role play is considered, or even you can organize a debate, say for example about pollution. So one student is a villager, one student is a landlord, okay, one student maybe as a factory owner, okay, debate on pollution using the given information on the role play card. They can play the different role, as one as farmer, one as owner, one as a landlord, okay, one as a worker in the factory, so like that. In fairs, if it is in a group, student act a dialogue and they can practice it. If the situations like in a shop, how do you talk? If you wish to purchase something, what will be the conversation stop? Or in a post office, okay, in a laundry. So these are the small situations which can be given to the students to develop the ability of speaking. Say for example, complaints, special requests, etc. Act out. If you are facing some problem as far drinking water is considered in the corporation, how do you give the complaint? Orally. How do you speak? Or if there are any complaints about a person in the college, how do you give the complaint to the principal or the administrator? So act out from a skeletal outline of a play written by someone else or the students themselves. So these kind of activities can be done. Role play can be done as a part of for the development of. I will definitely discuss some important methods and approaches for the development of ability of speaking is considered. But now, right now, just I'm focusing about sub skills. Okay. The third sub skill of speaking is conversation. Conversation definitely play an important role. Having conversation is the, or having communication is only the main source of ability of speaking. So the aim of conversation is to encourage real questions and answers in the context, and to practice conversation skills and techniques. That is, interruption for repetition wanted, explanation wanted, more information wanted, turn talking, giving the conversation to someone else, and taking your own turn in the conversation. Different aims are identified as far what I can say the ability of speaking is considered. So that can be done. Next, as to fulfill these aims, how a conversation is to be implemented in the classroom by the students as well as the teacher. So the methods which are usually adopted are the social language. The language that we are using, we should be used for the purpose of social aspect. Like 5 minutes at the beginning, or it may be at the end of the class. So what was happened in the previous class, like that, you can take a topic and you can discuss who all did the homework, what all you did, when you did this activity, why this was happened, where are you all planning to go. So like that, these type of some conversations the teacher should have to have in the classroom, so that they will come to know that how I need to talk in the classroom as per the questions are considered. If you are only speaking about the topics which were given in the form of textbook, they will listen and they will not become that active part in the as per the ability of speaking is considered. So you should have to promote, you should have to make them to involve in the process of communication, so that you need to have conversation frequently. ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Not once in a year, every day, in every single period. If we have every day a single period of 45 minutes, at least 5 minutes per class, not per day, per class, we should have to ask general aspects, so that they will talk, they feel free to talk with you, so that they will learn something. So when that type of situations or conditions were created, definitely they will enjoy, they will learn, they will develop the ability of confidence too. Next is, they may ask about festival days. You can say about what was happened. So recently we have this celebrated one particular festival. Can anybody speak about that festival? What do you know about the festival? What is the importance of that festival? Why do we celebrate that festival? Or if we are in the month of national festivals like Independence Day, Republic Day, or anybody's birth anniversaries like Mahatma Gandhi ji's, Ambedkar, or any the prominent people of the country, or maybe the world, scientists, or anybody. So whenever those days are celebrated, what is the importance of those days? So those things are actually organized. So ask about festival days, holidays. How do you spend your holidays? How about your lockdown period? What you did, what you learned? Okay, about local or national news. Recently in Karnataka, we are all witnessing about Sumalata and Kumaraswamy tit for tat war, exchange of the words. TVR videos seen recently. How about yesterday Wimbledon match? Who won Wimbledon trophy? Okay. How about Messi's ambition? Argentina finally won cup where Messi felt very happy because he used to play different clubs. He won number of trophies to clubs, but not to his country. Finally, yesterday in the final, he got succeeded in being a member of that winning team. So like that. So general issues are supposed to be given to the students to talk about according to their mentality. Yeah? Not say for example, if you are all asking these elements to the nursery students, they can't. According to the situations and the conditions of the learning phase of the students, you should have to have the conversation. So some of the other conversation styles that the teacher should have to follow in the class will be checking attendance every day. Who is absent yesterday? Why you were absent yesterday? Where is he? Where is she? Where he went? What is he doing? What are you doing? Like that. If you keep on asking these all type of conversation type, definitely that will create alertness. You can maintain discipline, and even they will have some sort of ability of speaking too. Next is organizing groups. So which group do you want to means in which group you wanted to become a member? So it may be for the purpose of playing some games or activity. So what sort of activities are to be given? How those activities are to be given? So asking people to do the things, making different craft work or any other useful by the non-productive objects. Okay, recycling. What is recycle? What is reuse? What is reducing? Reduce, reuse, and recycling are the important pillar for environmental protection. Not only planting a tree. So those type of conversation aspects are to be given to the students. Encourage students to ask questions when they do not understand or want repetition by repeating positively to such requests, and even turn giving, talking, giving explanation. What do you think? Person A, person B, like that. Do you agree with this? Do you agree with the person A's views? Are you or do you have other views? I would like to add. So like that. So my opinion in this particular context is I may not happy with what you are spoken, sir. I am not agree with you or I disagree with this statement. So interruption game. One student start talking, and other will take the next lead. So like that, these kind of turn giving, taking activities are to be given to the students so that they will initiate a lot many changes as per the ability of speaking is considered. The first student to properly interrupt takes over, and so on. The aim of the game being to correctly interrupt as much as possible. So these kind of activities can be done as far conversation is considered. And the fourth and the last important sub skill of speaking ability is word games, playing games with the help of words. We need to play some games as per the development of speaking ability is considered. As to talk about the aims of word games, to revise previously taught vocabulary and structures every day, we should have to revise which all words were learned, what are the structures of the word, how do these words used for the purpose of communication as well as for the writing ability, to encourage students to use the language they know spontaneously in new situations. So such a type of encouragement should have to be given by the teacher in any sort of conditions, spontaneous usage of the words and the languages, to encourage fluency through competition, conducting some of the competitions where the fluency should have to be encouraged. Who will speak fast? Who will speak accurately? Who will speak correctly? Who will be a very good speaker? Who will become a very good speaker? Speaker of the year, speaker, topper in the pronunciation. who is good at intonation, who is very good at rhythm, who is very good at stress. So every word, every single phenomena which is required for the purpose of active representation of ourselves. So word games need to be encouraged. Word games should have to be organized to encourage fluency through the help of competition, to make learning fun. These type of activities are to be done. So the methods, to talk about the methods, how word games are to be conducted. Talk for a minute, give a particular topic and ask the students to talk for a minute on the same topic. Pick and speak, what we used to call ashubhashan anta karitino. You have to give some particular topic as per the ability or the intelligence of the learner is considered, so that that can be done. So talk for a minute, the students talk for a minute on the topic, pull out of hat without hesitation and repetition. Okay, and say for example, hangman guess the word from the blanks in the blackboard. So correct letter suggestions are filled into the correct blanks of the word, and the wrong letter or word suggestions add to the hangman. So one line at time until either the word is guessed or the hangman is complete. I think this is one of the finest and fun activity where hangman guess the word activity is to be done. So fill in the blank and other aspects have to be given over here. Next is guess my job. You should have to show the pictures. A student picks a job or choose a job from his or her own imagination. The other student try to guess the job by asking questions to which the student answer only yes or no. I should have to pick a job, say for example a teacher, and the other student will try to guess the job, which kind of job it is. The topic that person A collected is guessed by some other people. He don't know what topic I have selected as a job to guess my job. So just I will say yes if he is saying right. Are you a teacher? If you have selected a doctor profession and he is talking about teachers, you will say no. Are you work in the do you work in the field of health? Then you should have to say yes. If you have selected guess job activity as are they work means do they sacrifice their life for other people? Say yes. Okay. During pandemic situation, their play is very important. Yes, their role is very important. So by that they will guess yes, your profession or your job is doctor. Like that, that means like that. Guess my job activity can be done. Guess the picture too. The teacher of the student has the picture turned away from other students. Try to draw the picture by asking yes or no questions. Go around the class, go around the group. Activity can be given. Each student adding a word. So one word, next person will add one more word to the previous. So I will say Rama. Next one will say Shama. Rama and Shama. Then third one will say Mahesha. Rama, Shama, and Mahesha. Next he will go for next word. So altogether, like connection, chaining words. Go around the class or a group. Each student adding a word as above, or a team competition should have to be given. Remembering, recollecting the information. So these four important aspects are very important as per sub skills are considered. The sub skills of speaking are responding to a visual. Okay. Next is role play. Third one is conversation, and fourth one is word game method. These four are considered as sub skills of speaking ability. Okay.